Okay, I don't think there was anyone new who got the Bunny Duo set. If there was, I apologize. Please reach out if you have any questions on any steps, and I'm happy to film. I was just gonna show you a couple steps just in case you're newer to the shading or outlining. I've already painted all my pieces, and I even polka dotted my carrot, which I probably should have waited to. I usually do my polka dots at the very end, but I got a little ahead of myself. So don't do the polka dots if you haven't yet. So to shade, I shaded both bunnies, the bows, and bow tie and hair bow, and the carrot. I think that's all. I shaded those all in black, and black can be a pretty harsh color. So you want to make sure that you use a light touch if you don't want it to be drastic. You can totally make it drastic, but it's up to you. So after you're done painting the stands and the eyes, you're going to use that same wedge. I painted mine a little bit ago, so I had to get a different wedge. And my paint is a little bit dry, so I need to refill my black. Okay, so use that same wedge. You're gonna find, I'm like, is that paint wet? No, it is fine. Find a clean area of your cardboard, and you're going to dab up and down quite a bit because you don't want any like puddles left on your wedge. You really just want the littlest bit of black. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the bow tie first. You can very lightly dab, or you can just get the edge of it and just wipe it, kind of like you would a coloring book. And it doesn't need to look perfect and uniform. You want it to be noticeable without being harsh. And so I'm just gonna have that little subtle outline. I'm gonna bounce a little bit on the corners, just because it gives it kind of that fuzzy, a little bit of a fuzzy look. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Then I'm gonna load up again and bounce several times and repeat with, let's do the hair bow next. With these lighter colors, you're gonna notice it a lot more. And then same thing, I'm just gonna kind of bounce on the corner. Okay, I'm gonna call that good for the bow. And I'm just gonna repeat that with all of the pieces, both bunnies, their feet, their hands, and then the carrot. And then I'm not going to film it. So if you want me to and you have questions, please reach out. Again, because I think that all of you have seen the videos for this. So if you haven't, I'm happy to either film it or point you to a video that already shows it. But you'll notice, like on the white bunny, on the feet, on the paws, I had some stripes and some dots. So for the stripes, I used just a black Sharpie just because it makes it super easy. You can always use the back end of your mini paintbrush and dip it in the black paint and swipe. On the gray bunny, I did the same thing, but I did it with white. So I use a white paint marker. You can just clean off the back end of your paintbrush and do that with white. For the polka dots, for both the egg and the carrot, use the back end of your mini paintbrush, dip it and dab, dip and dab. I use these circle daubers. I have linked them on the Facebook page. If you do a lot of crafts, it's nice to just have the tools that make it a little bit easier. And then to splatter, paint, I just get my mini paintbrush slightly damp, dip it barely in the white paint, and then flick it until you're happy with, that's after, I should mention, you splatter it after it's all done and everything is put together. Then I lay it out on a tablecloth and splatter it. So, oh, you know what I wanted to show you? I wanted to show you the blush. So I'm going to finish shading and outlining, and then I will come and show you how I do the blush on my bunnies. I'm gonna show you 2 techniques to get the blush. Now, you're gonna wanna do this obviously before you put any of your pieces down. Otherwise, it's gonna be really difficult to work around them. But if you're also working on a piece where there's any other paint besides the base paint, like for instance, your tier tray kit, the bunny heads are so small that the eyes are not 3D. You would normally just dot the eyes. Before you do that, you're gonna wanna do your blush, because since you're using a wet wipe to get that blush look, it could wipe any extra paint off. So just be aware of that. Not a huge deal, you would just have to redo it. But there's actually 2 techniques to do the blush. The first one is the baby wipe method. I'm actually gonna show you both. So you can either use the lighter pink color if you kind of wanna get a feel for it, go with the lighter pink. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little bit of that little bit of the darker pink. So I barely dip my wet wipe into it. And then I wipe most of it off onto the side of the box because I don't want a ton of pink. And then I'm just going to very lightly wipe a circle. Now, if you're like, holy cow, that's way too much, you can just use the clean end of your wipe and wipe it off. So don't be too scared. But you don't want to press down super hard, otherwise it will take up some of that base layer paint. So be aware of that. Got a little bit messy on her cheeks. So I'm gonna kind of clean or redo that second one. That second cheek, I should say, not second one. This is very, very forgiving with the wipe, or with the wet wipe, because it stays wet for a while, so you can clean it up if you need to. So I did that base layer. Then I actually am going to use an actual eyeshadow or blush palette to create the actual color that I do. This is what I do on my pieces. This was from my Halloween kit. So because I already have the pink layer down, I'm just going to, I normally have like a fluffy eyeshadow brush, but I don't know where I put it. So I'm using this brush. Not ideal, but I just wanted to show you. So I'm actually just gonna use this like peachy glitter, it's like glittery or shimmery color. So it's not gonna really change too much of the color, but it is gonna give it some sheen. And so I am not even sure if you're gonna be able to see it on camera. And then I just blow off the excess. I doubt you'll be able to see it, but it's really shiny and really pretty. And normally when I'm doing the blush on my pieces, I just use pure eyeshadow or pure blush. So I don't even use the baby wipe. I'm gonna show you, like I'll do this darker pink, if you can even tell on camera. I don't know if you can tell the difference and if you can see the shimmer. I have no clue. You'll just have to trust me that it's there. So those are your 2 options. You can do the baby wipe, or you can go ahead and use actual makeup, and it works great. If you have any questions on any other like steps, please reach out and let me know, and I am more than happy to film the specific step that you need.